I was born of the 42 ideals of Ma'at. My mother is nature. My father is time. I am a Neski queen.
All right. Here we are at another second Thursday of the month. It is April the 11th, and this is episode 13 of Be More Mindful. I am your host, Aneski Anna Consent. Aneski literally means she belongs to me. I want to thank everyone for bearing with me. We started a little late, had a few technical difficulties, but y'all know me, the show must go on. So here we are with our guest today. So thank everyone for joining, and anyone who is new to the show, we have a simple little set of rules that we go by here to make sure everyone's able to enjoy the show. If you remember the four letters LOVE, then you're sure to be able to participate and everything will be smooth. And you can see what those letters mean scrolling across the banner at the bottom of the screen. All right, so let's just get right into it. My guest today is a good friend of mine. We go when people talk about way back, this way back. We go way back.
Way back.
Way back. You know what I'm saying? Got almost a good 15, 20 years in. Yeah. So he was supposed to be on last show, and again, thank goodness everything was good. But you know, he didn't make it, but he definitely showed up this time, and I'm so excited because tonight's topic is definitely one, you know, that he can definitely speak on. All right, so guys, I want everyone to welcome YODA Fresh to the show, and he's going to tell you what it is his art and crafts is, and how it contributes to him dealing with any mental and social barriers.
Yeah, so I do go by the name of YODA Fresh, but everybody call me YODA for short. And music for me has been my outlet, my diary. You feel me? Everybody raps, but it's different types. I consider myself an artist because I take it serious, and I'm very creative when it comes to my craft. You feel me? It's my diary. So I write off feelings and emotions. A lot of stuff I'd rather not off break talk about to people. I'd rather just pick up a pen and just open a book, you feel me, and just let it all out. It just so happened I can make it rhyme too. So when you hear my music, it gives you a audio diary. Like
true. This is true.
Into my life. So I rap thanks to you. I got to experience once in a lifetime stage play, being in a stage play. That shit was dope, bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that shit.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know, it's crazy, and it kind of slipped my mind. You definitely did. Look, because you know, man, we've been getting to work in the past 3-4 years. We've been getting work in. You know what I mean?
I've been seeing it.
Yeah. So sometimes I be reflecting on stuff, and it just be like, you know, it kind of feel like a dream. You feel me? So, yeah, that's what's up.
Cause like when I first met you, bro, I had no idea like I would meet you again on some cultural changing type shit. Like
yeah.
That shit is crazy. Like it's crazy how it goes.
Yeah, because man, look, we were shuffling shoes. Look, I don't mind telling. We started off working at Shoe City together, and I mean, you was just coming out of high school.
No, I was still in high school.
You still in high? That's what I said.
I was still in high school.
Then you grown man with children. I already had a crew. I just added on to the crew, and it's like then when we link back up, we both, you know what I'm saying, had growth in different areas to the point that, you know, we both go by names. Like, oh, okay, whole time I know Yoda. You know what I'm saying? So I know your host. I know Aneski. Okay, yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, I appreciate you for that. Working with Cornelius Adams in the play.
Shout out to Cornelius, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, and doing that is what led me to, inspired me to do, I Am Woke, poetical experience. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
That's that.
Um,
But yeah, so
Give me
like,
1 second.
uh,
Can you stop? Like we loud. Sure, sit here 10 feet from me, digging my phone. Like we ain't live. This is what it is. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad that brings me to today's topic. That brings me swing full fledged around to today's topic. You know what I'm saying? So this part of the show, we discussed the fly-in for those who didn't catch it on Instagram. This is the fly that was up, um, promoting the show, and the topic is who you with. And like I said in my live, I'm doing something new this month. I'm going to have two parts because the conversations be coming so quick, right? It'd be seeming like I'll be wanting to spend more time on them. So, part one, who you with, is about support. Support, you know what I mean? And the quote comes from S. Kelly Horrell, who is a European author, a female author, and she says, "We don't heal in isolation, but in community." And so, to kick the show off, going into be more mindful, because as we know, be more mindful is the open forum. Backtrack to the intro is an open forum where we talk about mental and social barriers, and we discuss how involving ourselves in different cultural arts help cope with those mental and social barriers. And so, it seems like a great topic in being that in the line of work that we're in, talking about support, and so she says, and I'm just gonna bring it up real quick to say, we don't heal in isolation, but in community. And so this topic came about because I was sitting one day and I was thinking, like, the encounters that I've been having lately and the experiences I've been having has opened my eyes to realize that there are certain circumstances or instances that I've been feeling alone, but after having conversations with people and being able to identify certain things, I start to realize that I'm really not that alone. And so, it made me really think about, how important it is to have support or feel supported, having, family and community to identify with, especially when you're on a road of, trying to do something positive and productive, and especially coming from Baltimore City. So, thinking about the quote when she says, "We don't heal in isolation, we heal in community." It made me really, I start identifying certain things in the communities that I identify with, where it seems like people don't feel like they have the support or the community outpouring that they need to keep going and keep pushing to do something when they're trying to, do a positive thing. And it's ironic. The irony of all that coming is you and I, it was crazy because you were supposed to be on the show 2 weeks ago, and then we hit and missed, and then it was just like we turn around, we sit, and I go walk in, and you sitting at the table. We were at Lil Zay's album release, and so it was just like it was just like coming all into the topic that I wanted to talk about with you, and it just kind of made it forth. Let me know the universe was like, yeah, you did on with it, because we were both there to support, a young future, artist, model, right now, ambassador for the city, the voice of the youth. Like, we were there because I believe, for the all honest point, not only just, the fact to find out that he is family on both ends, but what his mission, we understand the need to have the support with the mission. So, thinking, reflecting back on the quote, how do you feel about, Kelly's quote about we don't heal in isolation, but in community. Your mic, your mic. Say something. Mm-mm. My yeah. So he stepped back. He stepped out real quick. Most likely going to reset. That happens sometimes, especially if a call comes in and knock your mic out. But I thank everyone who has joined us so far, and I hope you're enjoying the subject. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Definitely subscribe.
Can you
Yo,
hear
you
me?
back? Yeah, you back.
Man, Cash called my phone and when I ignored him.
I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I just was telling the audience that happens, and it's all good. We're gonna keep moving, flow like water. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we was, I had asked you, what did you think
Yeah,
of her quote?
yeah. Me personally, I think she can. That's why I was asking. Can we cuss her in?
Man, this is free. This is a free open. It's an open forum. Yes.
Oh, all right. She hit that motherfucker dead on, bro. I ain't gonna lie
Right.
to you. Like coming up when I first started this, like I ain't really care about the support because I had my niggas with me. You feel me? Like that's all I cared about.
Mhm.
But doing the solo shit and really getting serious with it,
Right.
whether people know it or not, like that support is really important. Like a lot of people feed off of support. You feel me? Like a lot of people, a lot of artists or whatever people doing out here, a lot of people minds not strong enough to keep it going without no support. Like I was roller coaster with that shit because first I
Mhm.
ain't had no support. I ain't really give a fuck. Jumped in solo. I started like really feeling some type of way. Like I see everybody else sharing music and stuff like outside the
Mhm.
circle. You feel me? Like family, but they ain't never used to share my shit. So I felt some type of way, but at the end of the day, I chose to do this. You feel me? And then gradually, like I had a few of my family members that was really support me, like not giving a fuck what it was. You feel me? But like gradually, as I guess as they seen me progressing and really working and really saying that I'm serious about this shit, like they started hopping on. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
and I see the difference between when I started and now, because it's like I
Yeah.
know I got it. You feel me? Like I know I got the support. Like I know, not even if it's not even them physically coming to open mics or showcases and shit like that. I
Right.
know once I post some shit, like I know it's gonna get shared. You feel me? Like
Right.
I know I'm gonna get a text like, "Yo, I still see you grinding." You feel me? Like I got people. The support outside of family is really growing. You feel me? Like
Right.
I wake up to Texas like, "Yo, I really see you doing your shit." You feel me? But you feel, and that shit really make a nigga feel good. You feel me? Like it make a
Right.
nigga really wanna keep going.
Keep
Like
going. Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Definitely. Yeah. And see, and I know exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I know how that feel. And for me, right, I like to reflect. Because in order to in order to really know where you grow, whether you've grown, you have to reflect on
mm-hmm,
moments to see the growth. So
right,
I was reflecting. I was remembering growing up, how I used to be angry and all bottled up, and just because I felt like I felt alone. I felt like there was things I was doing in sports and things, and at the time my mom didn't travel, and I was going to a private school that was over 45 minutes away, and so, I was feeling, isolated and alone, like, I was the only one that cared about, this particular craft. And after a while, I lost my passion for it. So, I get what you're saying when you're saying, like, the more support you get, the more it motivates you, to grind, the more you feel, compelled to stick to your what you started. And that was definitely all that came to me. And I was sitting there and I was looking at Lil Zazy like, golly, if we could, increase his support now, him being 10 years old, just imagine,
mm-hmm,
the support car. He gonna keep going.
right,
He gonna keep going. 20 years old, he's gonna be able to look back on his own path and look at the growth and support. So yeah, I just want to be Baltimore, be more mindful. You know, support. You know, when your children out there doing things, your family members, friends, someone you may know, even if it's a stranger you meet that is doing something positive and productive in the community, that is helping, to bear good fruit, support them in the like Yoda say, it ain't always about listening to the music, showing up at every show and buying every CD. Sometimes sharing a CD, spreading the word, do a lot. It do a whole lot. And one thing about me, I try to always make sure that my footsteps, line up with my words. So if I'm asking y'all to support, trust and believe, I try my hardest to support, and I do support.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing for people that are supporters, people that are supporters, right? Sometimes I think we are get in a tussle with ourselves and we end up doing more than necessary trying to support because we do feel know what it feels like to be isolated, but you got to have a balance, to my supporters. That's one of the things I had to learn, was to have a balance, because sometimes you outpouring too much and you're not supporting yourself.
Right, you
you know
gotta leave room for self. Like, you don't want to give all your support out. You don't even have no energy for yourself to do whatever you want to do. You feel me?
Right, right. So, be more mindful supporters, make sure you creating that balance too. So, the same energy that you putting out to supporting others, make sure you pouring that into yourself, pour into yourself first, invest in yourself first. Um, but yeah. So just keeping an eye on the time and everything, because I don't want to go too fast, and there's so much here, that can be talked about when you talk about support. 'Cause we talking about growing up in Baltimore,
Yeah.
and it's like,
There's
man,
very little support. Like, you got scratch and claw for support around this motherfucker.
yeah. So what do you think about the whole crab in the barrel concept? Because um sometimes I think it's overrated. Sometimes I think it's overrated. You know what I mean? But I know it kind of holds some truth. I'd say it's overrated in the strength of, to me, it's not Baltimore as a city as a whole. I don't like it being the forefront of the concept of us. You know what I mean? I do believe there are some crabs in the borough, but I don't
But
think
now,
that in the whole.
now I don't even see it as the crabs pulling the other crabs down now. And I see the crabs like taking steps down from the bottom and really envying the ones that's trying to get out the burrow. They not even
Mm,
pulling, they just envying them. Like, and it's
mm,
sad because they doing all kind of shit out of being envious to a motherfucker that that you so called grew up with. Like, it's crazy, it's wicked as fuck out here now. They ain't pulling you
it
down, they just, that
is.
shit wild, bro.
And so, what I mean, where do you think that come from? I mean, we got, because I know exactly what you mean when you speak on that. I really be trying to get out of. So one of the things I do that's real heavy now that I've been doing it for years is complimenting people easily. I mean, I like your hair, your shoes, clothes, all that complimenting, because I sometimes I be thinking, envy is well, I did a show topic on that actually, and it come to find out it's a natural instinct to develop envy, but it's what you do with it. This is where the control coming at. It's what you do with that envy that matters. So it because of course you see things, you're gonna want it,
Hmm.
but you shouldn't be disgusted or feel ill towards the next person for having it.
Right.
You understand? And so
They out here though, bro. They
what,
is
what do you
out
wait,
here.
what do you think we can do to remedy that? I mean, because like I said, I told you mine was complimenting each other. What do you think that people could do to remedy that? Because that's a problem that causes a great problem in our city.
Focus on self.
Mm.
Like, if you get your shit together, you don't have to worry about why that nigga got more than you. You feel me? Like, you don't have to worry about why she got this and I don't. If you get your shit together, you worry about you and focus on you. You don't have time to worry about why the fuck the next person got what they got. You feel me? Like, just worry about self.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that one. And that's the truth. And that's really, like I said, to the point that if I I'm you gotta really be meticulous with your time. Your time gotta really matter. You gotta know what you want to put your energy into, because what you put
Yeah.
your energy into is going,
And
you
that's
know.
saying we all got the same 24 hours, bro. We all literally got the same 24 hours, bro. It should
Yep,
be no reason why you mad at me because I didn't got this to this point and you at that point. What I
yep.
got to do with what you not doing? You feel me? Like I ain't got shit to do with that.
Yep, yep, yep. You definitely say you ain't got time. I ain't got time to hate on nobody. I'm too busy trying to get it.
Right.
You know, trying to get it. You know, so and supporting other people actually it help aids me in that. You know what I mean? Even in that whole concept, it's hard to be envious of people I'm supporting. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Mhm.
genuinely supporting. You know that that's that's weird. You know what I mean? To be in the background, like I'm a fan. Look at him with his we think he is and all that. Nah,
Right.
I can't operate like that. So you know, maybe supporting. You know what I mean? Baltimore. You don't even gotta be one of the crabs that's sitting around being envious. You could just support if that's not your lane. You know what I'm saying? And that's that support them, especially if they doing something positive or looking good or feeling good. You know, go on and send that love so that energy come right back. You never know. You turn around and you might be at that level. You know,
Yeah.
all that. You know, whatever you see, trust me. If you see it, you believe it, you can get it. So don't there's no need to hate on the next person for that. You know, definitely. Yeah. So that's not bad. That's got you know what I mean. We definitely touched on something there. Uh, do you think age has a lot to do with it? Like, is it like just
No,
to get
no.
it's everybody? It don't
Fuck
matter.
us, everybody. Like niggas be grown and shit. Like niggas be 40, 45, bro. Like, no,
Yeah,
it's all these motherfuckers out here, bro.
they do, and they do. They be having a lot of time on their hand too. The ones you definitely can say that. The older ones, I be like, yo, you got too much time on your hands. Like, you really
Too
could be doing
much
something
time.
better with yourself. You
Then
know.
the sad thing is, like, they envy, they mad at a motherfucker, but the whole time not even taking care of their kids. Like, come on, bro.
Right, right, right. Get it together. Get it together. And that's the truth, you know. And these things is called people don't even know that all these is causing a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? All it the whole
Mhm.
that whole process causing a big domino effect. So that's why I like I say, hey, conversations, these little conversations that we you kind of bend around and jump around and don't really wanna, you know, put in people's faces need to be talked about because it's gonna bring out bigger things, you know, when you start really breaking that little stuff down, you
Yeah.
know. So, you know, yeah, Baltimore, stop being envious, support. You know what I mean? Who you with? You know what I mean? We always talking about repping our city. You know, we always talking about, yeah, I love my city and all that. But is you really supporting? Is you really, you know, is you really adding to the community? Is you really planting some seeds that's going to bear some fruit that you can really talk about with your kids, your grandkids, and so forth? You know, what you doing? What you doing, Baltimore?
And not hang it over a nigga head when you do support.
That part. That part.
Cause you gotta watch that too. It's like a double-edged sword. Like you gotta watch who coming to support too and what's their intentions on support. Like most motherfuckers, some motherfuckers be coming just to see if you gonna fail or not. Like
And to me, that's why I'm being an author. I love being like I am about words because I don't even call that support. I call it a spectator.
true.
If you just coming to watch me, you coming to spectate me. If you coming to support me, that means you coming with some genuine love, you know. And you have there are no hidden agendas. I'm talking about support. Let's put things in perspective on more. I'm not talking about people that the haters that's showing up, the blog and troll and do all that. No, I'm talking about people who come in to make sure that what you're doing, you keep doing, and you know, spread the word so that others can know about you, help you do it too. And it don't even just have to be about or in the limelight for that much, you know. It could be the littlest thing. I'm going through a process now, a house buying process, and one of the ladies that's helping me, I mean, she genuinely, but she would apologize for calling me to make sure that I was having things in line. And I was telling her, don't apologize, because that's the kind of passion that we need, especially when we're talking about doing something like buying a house. Because in our culture, that's something that we lack. I've been telling my children for the longest, don't get used to renting, because that's something that's been taken out culture. And we don't own. That's why when we go to people go to pay rent, they paying 1,800 to 2,400 for 3 and 4 bedrooms because we don't own the homes. The Europeans and the rich people own the homes, and then they charging us to pay the mortgage plus. So I shout out to Miss Shari Snowden, because her support to me, her passion and need to try to make sure that I do something that's a good investment, not just for my family but my family's future. It needed to be recognized. So I didn't mind letting her superiors know that you know she gave me support and it needs to be recognized. That's true support. She just wasn't one of those people who sign up for this because I'm trying to get a list of names to try to make it look like I did something. No, she really went beyond in her duties, and to make sure that I was able to go through a process or start a process, going through a process that was better myself. So that's real support. That's what support you better yourself off support. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what you think? Like when you, I remember one show. I think your whole family was there, man. I
Man,
think y'all took
I
the whole.
had my mother, my sister, like I had like I ain't gonna lie, like when I first started rapping, and it was a group of us. You
Yeah.
couldn't catch my mother at them motherfucking shows.
Right. Right.
She was
See.
not with that shit at all. But like
Right.
she started listening to my solo shit because my music diverse, you feel me? So she
Right.
started listening to my music, like she really started getting into my shit and really supporting it, you feel me? Like she called me Yoda. She been calling me Yoda for like the last 2-3 years now. Like
That's
she ain't
what's
never
up.
called me Yoda.
Hey, listen, ain't nothing like mama support.
Hmm.
Ain't nothing like mama support. Like mothers, make sure y'all letting y'all children know that y'all support them, especially when they're in the process of being the best them that they can be. Like
Yeah.
we got as mothers, we have to be able just to stop. And it's working. I get it. We be working and we be having to balance so much, But make sure we stop and let them know we proud of them and we support them, and that make check in with them. Make sure that they don't need something more than what we're giving. Because I remember having to understand. It took me to as an adult to understand. I was, like I said, angry growing up with my mom because she wasn't couldn't come to the basketball games and things, and all the while, as I got older, I come to realize that she didn't have a car, and she was a single mom with 3 children, and so it was a lot going on in that. It wasn't that she didn't show up; she just didn't have the means to. And so, conversation, simple conversations can help heal certain things. Because again, like the quote say, we don't heal in isolation. So those moments that I was angry and balled up and mad and in isolation, I couldn't heal because I needed, to community. I needed that unit to come out and commune and communicate and unite with my mother, so that way I could have avoided some, barriers that I had to overcome or that I created for myself, because of that. You know what I mean? Yo, you know where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah, I feel you. And can I say something?
Definitely.
To all males, and not even just male artists, rappers, whatever you do, not even them. I'm talking about all males. Take care of your fucking kids, bro. Like these kids out here wilding, bro. Like they turned up. They don't have no guidance. They don't have nobody to really show them, bro. Like it's crazy out here how it's so many kids from the age of fucking 16 down with no fathers, and they out here popping pills, robbing
Mm,
people,
mm,
stealing cars, like bro, like it had you sitting there like, where the fuck is these fathers at, bro? Like
Right,
it
right,
it I can't do it by myself, bro. Like
right, 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 right,
you feel I can't do it by myself, bro. Like I got four, you feel me?
right.
But I got at least 9, 10, you feel me? Like
Right, right, right. Yeah, you definitely on the forward tip. You already know. I definitely am. I'm proud to say that I have, a nice amount of males in my life that can definitely get Dad of the Year awards.
yeah,
You
that's
do your
what's up, man.
thing, man. And man, 100% behind everything you just said because I too, as a female, I get it, but I feel like there is a presence for the men. The strong. We
Yeah,
need the
man.
presence
Like
for the men. And I really think that a lot. I'll be honest with you. I was saying it when it came to the election, even when Brandon Scott came in, and I was saying I don't mean no harm. The city needs some male presence, and I mean Brandon, he brought the fro and the mustache and the little, whatever, but I wish he would have brought a little bit more heart. That's just my opinion,
yeah,
you know. That's my opinion. But shout out to you. That's a tough job. I mean, it's hard to run a family, so imagine run a whole city. But at the end of the day, a male presence is definitely needed more now than ever. You know, especially even with the females, these young girls out here,
yeah,
you can see that,
yes, yes.
they
Like
need a male presence heavy. And I think I was just having a conversation with was that Vic earlier, or my daughter, who I said something about, men being in the children's lives is needed. Is needed. And I was, because I was a single mother for a minute, and my oldest two are both, boys, men. They're men now, 25 and 23. And I always, step back and say, hey, look, I may have raised them, I did the best I can do, but at the end of the day, I can never still teach a man how to be a man. That's
mhm.
something only a man can do. And so they had to take their learning curves, and I love the men they have become, and I'm proud of the job that I've done. But I feel like it would have been different if they would have had strong uh male positive presence in their life consistently.
I,
So
don't- I
yeah.
I ain't had no father, you feel me? But I ain't had like I had a stepfather, but he wasn't really like hands on with me type shit. Like he'd throw me a couple of dollars on, you feel me? But it wasn't on no type shit like that. But I had a big brother
Mm-hmm.
on my field trips and shit like that. He
Mm-hmm.
helped raise me. And then I had my brothers from around the way type shit, but I ain't really had no father. But once I became one, like I was
Mm-hmm.
taking care of my stepson before I even had mine. You feel me? Like,
Right.
and then my son came, and then everything I learned on the fly, bro. Like, so when niggas be like, "Well, I ain't had no father because I don't know how to be a father" type shit. Like, nigga, that's bullshit, bro. Like, you got common sense, nigga. You know right from wrong. Like,
Right. Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
don't
Cut
be
the
that.
excuses out.
So, but
Mm. Yeah, yeah, cut the excuses out. Yeah, and that feel good to hear another male say that because it's one thing for the a female to be like ex, but when you a man like you say you can't do it by yourself. You asking for again support. You know what I mean? You saying, look, this is something that we cannot do alone. This is something I can't do alone. It's something we have to come together and do. And it got to be over a strong percentage of people doing this. We just can't have one or two. We need, if, hopefully 100%, but realistically, we get 80%. I say 75, 80% of men to really step up and do what they should be doing for these children that they bring it help creating and bringing in this world. Then yeah, things I think the youth would be a lot different. But yeah, I don't count nobody out.
yeah,
Definitely.
it's never too late.
Never
You
too late. Never
like
too
as
late.
long as you got air in your lungs, nigga, it's never too late.
Definitely. So now we get ready to get into the next part of the show that I like to call experts versus experience. And as y'all all know, I do not have any degrees. I'm not certified to give any type of advice, mental psychology advice, or any of that. But I do have some experiences that I feel as though gives me the license to go and have this conversation. So that's all this is. This is conversation. This is not to try to advise you or have you uh, take any certain actions in any kind of way. In fact, I would love for y'all all to join the conversation. Feel free to comment on Instagram and on YouTube. Please like, share, and also subscribe. All right, so with experts versus experience, what I do is I'll give you all a short excerpt of an article that I've read, and we're going to discuss and see if these experts that wrote this article know what they're talking about based on our experiences. And the article I read, it comes from medium.com, and I've read from them before in a previous episode. And the name of the article is The Important Role and Function of the Family and Society. And it was written on June 12th, 2023 by Michelle Chesson. And so she gets a very short read, very brief. She's very factual, few references. She just basically lays it down quick, straight to the point why family is important in urban environments. And so I'm just going to read the last paragraph, which is in conclusion, sums everything up. In conclusion, the family is a vital institution that provides emotional support, transmits cultural values and traditions, educates children, and serves as the foundation for healthy and stable communities. By recognizing the roles and functions of the family in society, we can better appreciate the significance of nurturing and supporting the family unit and promoting healthy family relationships. And so, you know, I, I read it and I was like, very straight into the point. What I wanted to really get into is I kept reading over and over the breakdown of what she stated is provided from the family. And one of the main things that stuck out to me is it was saying educate children. And it kind of hit on this is why I like having these conversations because again it ties right back into what to what you just petitioned to Baltimore to the fathers of Baltimore. It said educates children. That stuck out to me because when we're thinking about support, you're always thinking about somebody just being a fan and just kind of cheering you on and telling you how proud you are and complimenting you. But family as a support is supposed to also educate. That means that we should be teaching. The elders should be making sure they're teaching, and the younger ones should be learning. And so supporting isn't about just cheering someone on. It's about making sure that they developing the knowledge that they need, to pursue and continue to proceed in what they're doing. And I just wanted to, give her a thumbs up for that, for bringing that, into play and putting it, out there, on words. And so, what do you think, Yoda? You want me to? I can read it again if you need me to, but this expert and what they say the importance of family is.
She hit it. She hit it with that one. Like me growing up and seeing how I'm raising my kids and seeing the difference in family support, and I can see like I never really had like somebody to coach me playing football. You feel me, like, or coach me on how to really maneuver around the streets as a kid. You feel me, like, but now like me teaching my kids and seeing when my kids interact with my brothers, which are their uncles and shit, like, and them really learning the ropes at an early age, they really got the advantage. You feel me, like,
Yeah.
and I see them going a lot further than me.
Right.
And they already further than me. You feel me? Like, far as training, I'm helping training. You feel me? Like, I'm going to practices, games, all that, like athletic appointments and all that good shit. Like,
Right.
so they are really striving to be something great. Like, all my kids, and all who the other kids that's associated with me. Like,
Right.
I see
Right.
greatness in all of them.
Right. Right.
So
And
yeah, that
I'm pretty sure, and I know how you are. I knew how you were before you had your own. You was a mess with your nephew, so like,
yeah.
man, I listen. I already know, and so it's like, I'm glad we had this conversation, definitely, because it just it hit home. The importance of support, and even that, it keeps slipping my mind. My son will be throwing the first pitch at the baseball game this Sunday. So,
Oh shit!
Cortez will be throwing the first pitch. He
Tell them
earned
congratulations.
definitely will. And,
Congratulations.
and and you, man, you just bought when you were saying, because I I've been there, football games, practices, pulling up, and like you say, I'm looking at my children being better than me and having opportunities and taking opportunities, to be better than me, and that's what it's all about. That's why
Hmm.
when people get to really kind of be like, oh, the future is shot to hell. I be looking in my circle, oh, well, not mine.
Right? Like,
Like,
that's what. But like, I just be wishing sometimes like I can grab all the kids that I can, bro, and just like,
yeah,
yeah. But it's like it be so hard because nowadays kids be like 15, 16, already stuck in their ways. You feel
yeah,
me? Like, they ain't got nobody at home to listen to, so they damn sure ain't listen to nobody out the streets. You
ain't
feel me? Like, so I try to keep mine on the straight and narrow, cause it's a
good.
steep hill if you fall off that narrow path. It's a steep hill.
And it's so easy to fall off. That's
Hmm.
what that's what's what's really realistically,
Ain't
you
no
know,
guardrails.
no guardrails. It's so
Ain't
easy
no
to fall
guardrails.
off, and it's a million warning signs, but you just that one slip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one slip, that's all it takes. But yeah, it's cool. It's crazy, and getting back to like what she was saying in it, she was like recognizing the roles and functions of the family and society. That when you was just saying if you could just grab everyone, that's recognizing the role. You petitioning to the men, that's you recognizing the role, and if you ever remember anybody in Baltimore, if y'all remember growing up, there were people in your life that, you know, even if they weren't family, they had their hand out and they were there to help you and help guide you. So if you out there and you know someone, even if they not your own, if they willing to accept your guidance, give it to them, because if we that's our role. We all each one can reach one and we all can do better. We really can. And um
It's,
support super important.
can I say something?
Most definitely.
All right. So the community changed a lot over the years because when I was growing up, neighbors is going, man, neighbors is going at my house. Yeah, your son down there tearing shit up. You feel me? Like, I'm tearing shit up and turning around, my mother right behind me type shit. Nowadays, kids so disrespectful, so wild. Like, the communities, the neighbors just mind their business.
Right,
And
right.
then when they do decide to say something, the parents just turn on the neighbors like mind your business type shit. So it's like, yeah, the community changed by force, bro.
But see, that's because that's because the article clearly just said it though. The family makes up the community. We gotta start at home,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
home
at home, yeah,
at home. Like, so if you don't want this is where that goes at. If you don't want no one knocking on your door, giving you a report of what your child has done, if they've been misbehaving, start at home. Make sure teach them what they need to know to not be in that situation. You
Yeah.
know, it's one thing if it's an incident, but if your child is malicious, then that's something you have to fix at home. And once
And
you
see,
fix it at home,
but
then
it can be my situation though. Like I was I was cool in the house. Like I wasn't tearing shit up, but the minute I go outside, it's a whole different little badass boy just darted outside. Like
you keep yeah. Hey, look,
so
you know my children don't even hardly do the outside, but for that very reason, they be like every time we go outside, it's we end up in something. I ain't going dangerous out there.
yeah,
But
times is definitely different now.
no, that's just because again, we have to make sure that we are reminding each other to be more mindful. It's nothing to just, sit down and really analyze yourself and analyze your situation. You gotta want to change first. You gotta want it, before you start doing it. So if you're comfortable with a mess and whatever the situation is, and you don't feel the need to change it, then by all means do what you do. You're gonna have to deal with whatever consequences or effects that is. But if you're looking to better yourself, if you're looking for it to come up and elevate and do more and be more, then yeah, check your circle. Find out what kind of support you're being or what type of support you're giving, and then also see what kind of support you have. You may need support. Some people, children run wild because they don't have the support they need to keep them in line. If you need support, get it. There's nothing wrong. Closed mouths don't get fed. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and support, but then make sure that you use the support to elevate and not just use support. You understand what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's always a way to better ourselves. So,
Mhm.
man, we get ready to wrap up the show. That conversation was definitely hitting.
Yeah.
I'm definitely always feel like every time I have a show, man, I always feel like it's so much that I go back and watch a show like 40, 50 times because there'd be so much being said. And that's what, and inspired me to start doing part ones and part twos because my children be sick of me. I watch the show when this over, I'm gonna watch it like 10 times.
I'm definitely gonna run it back, bro, because this definitely was a dope conversation. It definitely was a dope experience. This is my
Thank you.
first ever stream, y'all, bro. This is dope. This is
Oh,
really,
man.
yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate, and I definitely want to have you on again. And every now and again, this last segment is the mindful thought. Every now and again, I try to, use this time as an opportunity to have a sponsor or sponsor someone. And in lieu of the conversation of support, I'm dead serious about this, Baltimore. I'm dead serious. 10, 10. Get
yeah.
the album. I
Shout out
promise you.
Zay. Yeah,
$10 for 10 songs. I'm telling you, they can bump in the club too. Y'all, all I'm saying, Baltimore, y'all, I done heard first graders singing Sexy Red and all of that. I just feel like we gotta start somewhere. And Lil Zay Zay
is
album 10,
definitely, yeah, he is
eh,
definitely different.
that's a start.
To be 10 years old, he is definitely different, bro.
That's a start. So today's mindful thought is brought to you by the album 10. I definitely uh recommend it to anybody. I don't care how old you are. You can put it on. You can bump it. You can bump it. I don't care. Grandma got $10. Grandma, download 10. You
I
gonna
need
bump
that 10.
Need that 10. So we get ready to wrap up the show. I'm going to give my mindful thought of today, and then I'm going to let Yoda give his mindful thought, and we're going to get up out of here. I thank everyone for joining us. And I will, see y'all again on the fourth Sunday of the month. Today's mindful thought comes from an Akan proverb. Akan is an African tribe. Akan, aka in proverb, and it says, "One hand is never enough to lift a heavy load." And so, my mindful thought is this: all hands on deck. Who you with right now? whoever you with, I need all hands on deck. I need everyone to be pouring mentally, emotionally, spiritually, pouring into, whoever you with and supporting them and raising them, especially if they're doing something productive and positive. Even if it's the smallest thing. If it's someone that's just going to work every day and being a good steward to, whatever their responsibilities are, put who you with, all hands on deck, support them, call them, make sure they're good, check on them, because it takes more than one hand to lift a heavy load. And this burden of being oppressed is a heavy load. And for me, living in this city, I'm ready to get it up off of us. I'm ready to lift it up. And I can't do it by myself. So I'm with this city. I ride for this city. I love this city. It's been times I've been thought about moving out of the city and I just can't. I can't. I love it too much. It's where I was born and raised, and I've seen it come a long way, and I'm here to see it go further. But I want to see it going in a better direction because I know what's in this city, and it's not what they keep putting out there. It's not what they want to make mainstream. Lil Zay, it should be mainstream because that's what our city is about. So all hands on deck. That's the mindful thought for me. I'm with my city. I'm calling them out. Yoda, please give the city your mindful thought on today's topic, and please let them know where they can follow you at, how they can find you, and any upcoming events so they can come out and support you.
My mindful thought is if you get tired of the grind harder. Whether it's supporting, being a part of the community, whatever you out here doing, if you out here rapping, singing, playing the piano, keep at it. Keep at it. You feel me? Like it's a cold world out here, but if you got that support and that community behind you, bro, don't nothing's gonna stop you, bro. The only thing that's gonna stop you is you. You feel me? Like so keep at it. Even if you get tired. Somebody out there wanna see you slow down because they on your ass, you feel me? Like keep grinding. Yeah, and that's what I got.
I appreciate it. So where we gonna find you at? What's going on for you?
All right, so you can find me on Instagram, Yoda_fresh. You can find me on Facebook, Tay Harrison, TAE. You feel me? Like you can catch me on TikTok, Yoda Fresh. You can catch me on Twitter, Yoda_fresh. You feel me? I got an album out, Zoo Shit, that bitch fire. You feel
Fire.
me? Like you can play that bitch straight through,
Yeah, you
no
can.
skips. You feel me? Like I'm about to drop my other album, my second album. You feel me? It's called Aromatherapy. And that bitch gonna be busting. It's a lot of diary type shits. You feel me? Like if you going through some shit, I guarantee one of my tracks have your situation in it. You feel me? Like I
Mhm.
guarantee you.
That's
Yeah. So
that's what's up. One with therapy. I'm definitely gonna look for it. Yeah, Z shit been out for about 2 years now, I think. 1 or 2 years.
yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm about to drop my single, My Diary. The video is definitely about to drop in the next couple of days. You feel me? Like be on the lookout for that bitch. And you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Yoda Fresh.
That's it. You got it, Baltimore. Y'all heard it here, and now you know. And make sure y'all subscribe to Four Authors Media Network, and make sure you put your you click the little ding thing so notifications come up when I'm doing my live, so y'all can tap in. I'm getting ready to get up out of here, Yoda. Thank you so much for showing up. I
You
will see you
already
on
know.
2 more Thursdays. Love you, boo. All right,
Love you
Baltimore. I
too,
love
short.
you.
Yeah.